Hello and welcome back to my channel where you'll find all things cleaning, organizing, and lifestyle. Today's video is an updated review on the Dyson V12 Detect Slim. I've had this vacuum for just under a year. I've had it 11 and a half months, and so I wanted to give an updated review on the performance of the vacuum. And if you are coming from my TikTok or my Instagram, you know that I use this vacuum all the time. It has definitely gotten its fair share of use in the last year, so I wanted to give an update on how it's doing. Okay, so the first thing I want to touch on is the performance of the vacuum now 11 months later. I am happy to report that vacuum-wise, literally nothing has changed with the performance. So starting with like the vacuum itself, the screen back here was something that I was a little bit curious about. I didn't know like if there would ever be any technology type issues with this or any type of malfunction with the screen, but nothing has changed on this end. The screen still works perfectly as it did when I took it out of the box. And same goes for like the suction and actual power of the vacuum itself. The suction is still super strong on this vacuum. It still does a fantastic job at picking everything up, and not just picking everything up, but I feel like it gets everything in one swoop. Like one swipe of the vacuum is strong enough to get everything that may be in the area, especially on the Detect attachment, which is the attachment that this vacuum is probably the most known for. Laser itself still works perfectly. I can obviously see everything on the floors. There have been no issues in that department. That attachment also works really well. And then I have to shout out this floor attachment. This is the main attachment that I use the majority of the time for my rugs, for my floors, for really all the things. And this is an actual look on what this attachment looks like 11 months later. I have never had to like get in here with scissors and cut hair out like I had to do constantly on my previous vacuum. This thing is incredible. Obviously, this is like the hair removal vanes, so it's really designed to not get hair caught, and it truly lives up to that name. This thing has stayed so clean almost a year later. I think I've maybe like wiped it down once in an entire almost year span, a full 11 months. And believe me, I use this thing all the time. So it's not for a lack of use. This thing is always put to work, but has stayed super clean. Moving on to wear and tear of the vacuum. As far as like, again, the way it works, I've had no wear and tear, but I have had wear and tear to the pieces and attachments themselves. So you can see on this vacuum, for some reason, like this purple liner that goes around the vacuum is starting to peel for me. I'm not really sure why, because I don't think that this ever like touches anything when I'm using the vacuum, but that has really come undone for me. Again, doesn't affect the performance at all, but just something to note that it does have a little bit of wear on it after a year's time. And then this piece has also had a little bit of an issue. As you can see here, this little fabric piece has been coming out, and as many times as I've tried to like stick it back in there, it always comes back out. So I think I'm gonna have to maybe eventually super glue that. You can see obviously it was originally glued down, but for some reason has decided that it wanted to come off. So again, does not affect the performance of the vacuum. It still works well, but it's just a little piece that definitely needs some TLC. And I'm gonna be honest, this attachment does get a lot of wear and tear. This is my attachment that I use to vacuum like car seats. I use it to vacuum my bedding, my mattress, my couch, like any furniture, because it's the perfect size and also has incredible like vacuum suction, especially if you have like car seats that really need a deep clean. Anyways, I'm getting off track, but I use this all the time. And am I the most gentle with it? I don't know. But it definitely gets a lot of use. So I'm not surprised that this one has some wear and tear, but I definitely do want to see this like stay in place, because it's not fun to always have it like hanging out. So I'm very happy to report that 1 year later, this vacuum is still holding up so well, even after a ton of use. It has a few wear and tear signs, but absolutely nothing that has affected the performance. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you found this video helpful. I have my exact vacuum linked below if you want to check it out. And if you want to see more videos like this, feel free to like and subscribe.